You're listening to the Greeks Gridiron, live with Ethan Haristodoulou.
All right, my Buffalo Bills fans, welcome back to the Greeks Gridiron. I'm Ethan Haristodoulou. It is March 17th, 2022, and I am reacting this morning to the Buffalo Bills signing Von Miller. You might have heard of the saying Buffalo Bill. Well, now we're talking Buffalo Mill. Terrible dad joke, but the signing, not as bad as the joke. This is exciting. If you're a Bills fan, fire down in the comment section below. Let me know how excited you are to see Von Miller coming into town to set the edge over opposite of Gregory Rousseau and bringing a legitimate pass rushing tandem for you guys. This is a massive deal. The deal was a 6-year, $120 million deal. Hit the like button for that one if you can. I mean, it's going to keep him there till he's 39. Do I think he's going to play out the duration of the contract? I mean, that's a long time, especially considering where he's at in his stage of his career. I'm not saying he can't be effective. We saw somebody like James Harrison play out for a very long time and still be an effective player, but we'll just have to see, really. I mean, we're getting into a period in the NFL where I don't think you can't really call where players are going to end their careers anymore, because you have players that are retiring at the age of 29, and then you also have some players that are playing into like 37, 38, 39, 40, and then of course like you have Tom Brady who's 44 still playing. We're in a weird period for the NFL where ages that used to be like the tail end of someone's career ends up being like the prime of their career, where, 28, 29 was considered like, the best of the years and even getting close to the end, where now like somebody like Von Miller could be 33 years old and he's still pretty much playing around his peak. Ian Rappaport noted that the deal is going to be back-ended, which is actually a massive piece of the contract signing, because when I saw the numbers initially, I was like, Jesus, 6 years, 120 mil? Like, that's absurd. But when you look at the numbers, he's only averaging about $17.5 million per year for the first 4. And as the salary cap starts to balloon up and up the next few years with the TV deals that are set to kick in, it's going to end up being what is right now a slightly pricey contract for maybe somebody his age. But as the market shifts and more people, sign new deals over the next 4 years, Von Miller is probably going to be on like a team-friendly deal by year 4, realistically speaking. Like, the high-end edge rushers will probably all be making somewhere in the ballpark of 20 mil a season anyways. So Von Miller's not going to be sitting at that top end of the market by the time that that 17.5 average starts to rise up a little bit. This is honestly actually a really good deal. You kind of bite the bullet the first year, and then when the cap jumps up next year and the following year after, because I know like I've seen projections where it's going to hit close to like 250 in the next like 2 or 3 years, and 3 years is more of like the long game prediction. But this is a really good signing in my opinion for Buffalo. I think one of their biggest issues that they had this past season, especially towards like the stretch run in the playoffs, was the lack of pass rush, especially late in the game when they could not get after Patrick Mahomes in that playoff game there at the end. Josh Allen did everything he could, then some, to win that game, but ultimately it boiled down to just the defense not being able to bring that pressure and have enough left in the tank to really do anything. And even before that game, the Bills' pass rush was not as aggressive as you would want it to be. So this really shores it up and solidifies that group. And I mean, it's not like Miller is lacking or anything like that, or he's like slowing down. I mean, his pass rushing numbers are slightly lower the last couple of seasons. He's had 9 sacks the last 2 seasons, whereas the 5 seasons before that, he was somewhere around 13, 14, 15, 16 sacks, whatever it was he was getting in that 5-year stretch of double-digit sack seasons. He's still being productive, though. 9 sacks a season is still really good, and while that might have slightly dropped off, and that's also dependent on the circumstance that he's in, the situation in Denver maybe wasn't really as good for him that final season that he was there, and then ultimately flipping over into LA and having to learn a new system and be kind of just plugged in to go for that Super Bowl run. There was a learning curve and stuff like that, and for him to have still come out this past season with 9 sacks, I think proves that he still does have it left in the tank, at least for the next few years. And couple that with, he's always been a great run defender, and that has not slowed down at all. He's great at setting the edges there on defenses. So, I mean, Buffalo, you guys are getting an excellent player, and while he is 33, you're probably going to get 2 or 3 more high-end seasons of Von Miller, in my opinion. I don't think he's ready to fall off a cliff or anything like that, especially with the way some athletes are taking care of themselves these days. You're getting a really good player who might be on the wrong side of 30, but realistically is still playing like a guy who's somewhere around 27, 28, 29, and is playing better than some guys at that age because he is just so talented and so good at what he does. I think the most exciting thing, though, that comes out of this really is going to be the pairing with Gregory Rousseau, like I mentioned earlier. This is going to be huge for Rousseau. He was taken in the first round at number 30 last year, and I don't think people expected him to have the greatest season. He was very raw, and a lot of people were kind of skeptical about him being taken in the first round. I think that overall, having somebody like Von Miller to 1, learn from, and 2, be paired up across with is only going to benefit Rousseau in his progression and as he grows into a vet and really finds himself in the NFL as a Bill. So you bring in Von Miller. He's going to obviously get the focus of offenses. He's probably going to get a lot of the double teams. Things will open up more for Gregory Rousseau. And ultimately, if he's learning some of those pass rush moves from Von Miller and, he's learning the way Miller thinks and approaches the game, he's a Hall of Famer. Like, he's won 2 rings on 2 different teams, and he was a big proponent in both of those Super Bowl wins for those Super Bowl winning teams. You're learning from a guy who knows his stuff and does it better than just about anyone else in the NFL, if not does it better than everyone else in the NFL. Von Miller, year over year, when he is healthy, is literally one of the best pass rushers in the league. I don't really know if that's up for a debate or not. On the edge, we'll say, on the edge, because you can argue someone like Aaron Donald on the inside, whatever, we're talking specifically on the edge. Von Miller is tops, and I think Gregory being able to play with him is going to be huge. So my Buffalo Bills fans, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of this signing? How excited are you? Are you maybe not excited for this signing? I can't imagine that situation, but maybe you aren't. Let me know. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you can help out support the channel. Appreciate you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys with the next big breaking signing. Have a good one.